well, gazing into the Rusedski's eyes as we were during that changeover. Very different face he put on there. One of, if you like, stern authority and thinking and planning. And maybe, just maybe, back in the match. He's on serve. 4-5.
Actually, in a worst-case scenario here, really, for Rusedski, considering what he's just been through. He's just got back into the set. He could have quite easily been starting the fifth serving, whereas if he were to drop this game, you just don't know what's going to happen.
No, that's right. Doesn't look like it on the service game when he's 30 love. But I absolutely agree. Well, how about this for a scenario? He goes through the tie-break and loses the tie-break on a net cord from the... And then he starts his... Bjorkman starts the final set on his serve. That could be even worse.
We could be here all night with those scenarios. 135 that last serve from Rusedski.
Yeah, well played. No problem. Terrific point.
Stunning point, and look at the crowd and look at Bjorkman's reaction. The crowd are out of their feet. I have to say that the majority are on the Swede side. Good volley from Rusedski. It was short. Look how quick Bjorkman was there. And again, not bad here from Rusedski in terms of speed, but simple volley in the end. Massive point for both players. Rusedski electing at that time to change rackets as well.
Oh boy. Now tell me my house is on fire. Here we go.
And to be fair, that already wasn't a second serve, it was a third serve, wasn't it? It barely got over. 73 miles an hour.
Set point. Well played. He took that, though it might have gone out. Simple enough.
Quickest serve of the night as well for Rusedski, 138. He's really clocked it up in this game. It's got him out of trouble.
I guess the adrenaline is flowing through the anger.
Big difference in Rusedski's serving throughout the course of the match. At the opening set, he was just picking him off with a wide serve to Bjorkman's forehand. He's lost that serve as the match has gone on.
That was travelling too, 134.
Quick serve gets him out of trouble.
Now it's Bjorkman's turn to be missing by whiskers, by inches or less. Well, I wouldn't believe the scoreline now. Really, when Rusedski started this set, he was just a mess of anger and rash hitting, and you just had to feel for him because he was not really under control. But he's right back in there now. Oh, that's great play by both.
Think he's pumped up?
He's going to wear himself out with euphoria. Always did get very, very excited over great points, winning points.
Good serve. This is a good response here from Bjorkman. He'll certainly be feeling as though he's let his chance slip away to take this into the fifth.
Well, that's very bad luck.
40 love.
These nets are strung very tight here in the US Open, not like Wimbledon where they're slack, and that would have dropped in, no doubt. Absolutely packed this court still out on court 11, even though we're deep into the night session on the Arthur Ashe court where all the stars are playing tonight. That's packed as well. So Bjorkman leads 6-5. Rusedski will serve to take it into a tiebreak.
The good women up there who's commentating after my first serve. And it's like, I'm missing a first, and she says, yeah, here comes another one. Okay. If she doesn't stop that, I'm gonna go up to her. Yeah. 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 She can do whatever support she wants, but if she does that,
Well, that's a very logical complaint.
Is there anything in this match that hasn't happened?
Hardly. We haven't had a bomb scare, and hadn't been a fire. The other night we had a hamburger stall catch fire over in that. Were you here then, Mark?
No, I must have missed that one, Billy.
Absolutely pouring out of one of those apertures there where the crowd flood in. Nobody seemed to be caring. They just sat there with the smoke billowing around them. The play went on.
Bjorkman there just complaining that there was a lady behind, that apparently when he misses his first serve, she's then saying, and here's going to become another miss serve, and so making a good complaint, and I'm sure that the stewards here will be taking care of her, and Rusedski dropping off a racket at the stringer, so perhaps preparing for a fifth set if he doesn't manage to hold on to his serve in the next game.
Well, there's no reason now that he's calmed himself down and playing well again. There's no reason why he can't hold this service game that he's just coming up for. And there's a bit of PR by, not exactly gamesmanship, but good body language by Bjorkman. Look how fit I feel. It's like I once saw Michael Chang in the middle of a long 5-set match with Edberg a few years ago. He was skipping at the changeover instead of sitting down. How about that for PR? Here we go at 5-6.
And both these guys have served very well in the match. 61% for Rusedski, 65 for Bjorkman, and that's why the sets have been that close.
Well, he's not only serving well to win this game, but also to send a message for the tiebreak. Oh, that's well reached. I mean, he's very athletic. And he's got terrific control of the volley at the end of a jump.
Kevin, there was no luck involved here from Bjorkman. He meant that all the way. You could see the racket just go back as he hit the ball to take the pace off it.
Right back in the groove. It's like a flash of lightning when that goes past. Diagonally, you can barely see it. So this could be interesting, this tiebreak.
132 from Rusedski out wide. He's fired up. I have to say, I think it's the match right here. If Rusedski doesn't get this tiebreaker, it's a long haul in the fifth.
We will see. Here we go. Pity he wants to avoid these very top of the tape shots. A little bit more over the net.
One all.
Couldn't be more tension on court 11. 8:35 in the evening here in New York. 1-all, tiebreaker, fourth set.
What's that mean? 1:35 in England. And are you still awake?
Well, certainly Bjorkman is with that passing shot, but Rusedski paying the price for not following in the serve. He would have had a comfortable volley. And he finds himself down a mini break.
Going to be tough from here.
Bjorkman gets quite tight in situations like this. I'd like to see Rusedski on every second serve here, try and use the chip charge and get in and force Bjorkman to make the pass.
As he did earlier, so successfully. Yes, well played. Just enough pace on it to go faster than Bjorkman.
It was a nothing volley in the end, really, was from Bjorkman, wasn't it? Look at where he hits this. I mean, he hits it right down the middle of the court.
Good foot adjustment by Rusedski there. Back on serve. Oh, unbelievable shot. Just a flick, and a late flick at that.
Well, a seat to be had, and they enjoyed this one. Rusedski didn't. Look at this from Bjorkman. Last second, I don't know how he whipped that from behind him, cross court. No way you could have picked it. And good reaction from the Swede.
4-2, Bjorkman.
First serves.
That was a half a chance for Bjorkman. There was a lot of spin on that ball from Rusedski. It wasn't travelling at all. You've got to force him to make the volley.
Got to break one of these next 2 points, or he's going to be facing set points. There it is, that fallibility of Bjorkman. In the very, very key situations, he is capable of just a little bit of nerves. Who can blame him?
4-all, 4-set
5-4,
tiebreaker.
Bjorkman.
I'd like to see Rusedski just go back to the normal play, chip that return and force Bjorkman to come up with a volley.
Well, now, if he wins his 2 points, he'll have another match point.
The trusty swinging serve from Rusedski gets the desired reply from Bjorkman and an easy cut-off.
I can see the scenario now. Another great serve. Match point. Put the frighteners on, go to the net, volley. Good night. Something tells me my scenario is not working.
Just no acceleration on Rusedski's backhand with the racket head there. I mean, both guys are so nervous and so tight right now. I mean, plenty of margin for error. Neither of them going for the lines, but Rusedski, that's a poor unforced error.
So this is set point Bjorkman. It's almost inevitable. This tension just goes on and on.
Well, if you're Bjorkman's coach at that stage, you can't have asked for anything more. He makes his first serve, he makes his good solid volley to the Rusedski backhand. That's what you would have asked, and Rusedski comes up with the topspin backhand down the line. This is a tough one to take, though.
And Bjorkman's got the long, long walk now to the gallows, because if he drops this point, he is facing match point. Every other point. Match point, set point. Match point, set point. You'll be thinking, don't do a double. Was that in?
It was definitely in.
I don't believe it, the outside of the line, the whiskers on the ball.
He's a little safe with the volley from Bjorkman.
It's in, yes.
What a great get from Rusedski.
Thank you.
Third match point. The other one was a week ago. And he's won the match. This is quite the most incredible ending. My initial thought, I'm afraid, I'm British, and so is he, but my initial thought is for Bjorkman, real sadness. He was pumped up. He almost deserved to win that match, but it was a fantastic ending, you've got to say, for Greg Rusedski. He's done it, he's come through, and he's come through not only a very, very tough match indeed, with credit, but he had the most awful scenes, really unnecessary. He was 2/3 of the way to the locker room, really, on warnings. But Mark, it's turned into an epic. This is the first epic of Wimbledon, this one, really, and it's turned into the most marvellous match. People who stayed up at home to watch it, I don't think they will have been disappointed.
Not at all, Bill. It really was a great effort in the end for Rusedski to come through. I mean, as you said, it was a disappointing scene in the middle, but it didn't take anything away from the drama of the match. Rusedski played one great game in that fourth set at 5-3 to break Bjorkman back when Bjorkman served for the set, and that was really, and then his serve just kept him in the match all the way through. And then again at the end, set points of Bjorkman. Rusedski comes up with the great backhand pass. He did well to get himself back under control. It was one of those frustrating matches for him. He must have felt as though he should have gone through. And there's Leif Shiras just about to interview Greg, but he'll be thankful he got through, and he scraped through in the end.
He said he did, but a win is a win is a win, and there he is in the third round. And as far as we are concerned here, he has won an absolutely incredible match, really incredible from every standard. The play was fantastic, the tension was unbelievable. So there he is, he's through to the third round. He plays Zabaleta now He won't know that. We know it. And he plays Zabaleta in the third round. If he wins that, then we hopefully will have a match between, and I'm smiling right here at David Felgate, who is no doubt relishing the prospect. You know, we can have these British boys in the fourth round playing each other for a quarter-final place. It's been a great night here. See you later. There's more, obviously more tennis coming up, because we got the night session to start at 8:45 our time. But for the moment, back to the studio for a break. Terrific point.
Stunning point, and look at the crowd and look at Bjorkman's reaction. The crowd are out of their feet. I have to say that the majority are on the Swede side. Good volley from Rusedski. It was short. Look how quick Bjorkman was there. And again, not bad here from Rusedski in terms of speed, but simple volley in the end.
Well, gazing into the Rusedski's eyes as we were during that changeover, very different face he put on there. One of, if you like, stern authority and thinking and planning, and maybe, just maybe, back in the match. He's on serve. 4-5.
Actually, in a worst-case scenario here, really, for Rusedski, considering what he's just been through. He's just got back into the set. He could have quite easily been starting the fifth serving, whereas if he were to drop this game, you just don't know what's going to happen.
No, that's right. Doesn't look like it on a service game when he's 30 love. But I absolutely agree. Well, how about this for a scenario? He goes through the tiebreak and loses the tiebreak on a net cord from the... And then he starts his... Bjorkman starts the final set on his serve. That could be even worse.
We could be here all night with those scenarios. 135 that last serve from Rusedski.
Yeah, well played. No problem.
Massive point for both players. Rusedski electing at that time to change rackets as well.
Oh boy. Now tell me my house is on fire. Here we go.
And to be fair, that really wasn't a second serve, it was a third serve, wasn't it? It barely got over. 73 miles an hour.
Set point. Well played. He took that, though it might have gone out. Simple enough.
Quickest serve of the night as well for Rusedski, 138. He's really clocked it up in this game. It's got him out of trouble.
I guess the adrenaline is flowing through the anger.
Big difference in Rusedski's serving throughout